What's up everyone, Anwar Thinks back once again, and today we are going to be talking about one of the biggest topics I think I've ever covered on this channel, and that is Vince McMahon has stepped down from his role as the CEO of the WWE. Now there's a lot to unpack here. We're going to start right from the top. Why is all this going on? Well, what's happened is Vince McMahon has apparently had an affair with someone who works in the legal department, and apparently she's had a $3 million payout to stay quiet. Now, again, a lot to unpack here. First of all, the dynamic between boss and staff member is an iffy one. A lot of companies will say that a boss cannot get into a sexual relationship with a staff member because that balance of power is wide open to manipulation. Also, the boss can get in trouble. It's also open to, the underlings, making something up and getting the boss in trouble. So a lot of companies will just say, don't do it. It's against company policy. You can't do it. Of course, Vince McMahon is the face that runs the place. He makes the rules. He breaks the rules. So that's first off. Second off is apparently her salary went up from $100,000 a year to $200. $200,000 a year. Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's Vince McMahon's company. He can pay his staff what he wants. Well, that's not entirely true. Vince McMahon is the CEO of the WWE. It is his company. He has run the WWE for decades, at least 4 decades at this point. But that doesn't mean he can do whatever he wants willy-nilly because it's a publicly traded company. He is responsible to shareholders and a board of directors. He has to answer to them. So you can't just put someone's salary up and double it from $100,000 a year to $200,000 a year to cover up for a personal mistake of yours. Now, he may be able to justify that and somehow say, no, this lawyer was absolutely brilliant and this is why. Let's just look at her work for a second. Let's take out the personal relationship. Let's look at her work. She was really, really good, and that's why I upped her salary. Now, that may be the case. There's a current ongoing investigation. So Vince McMahon has agreed, or willingly is the public statement, he has come forward and said, listen, I'm going to step down voluntarily, temporarily, as CEO. Now, whether he was actually forced to behind the scenes, we don't know. You would imagine so. You imagine he was going kicking and screaming, but publicly he wanted to put on a brave face of it because I think they want to sell the WWE eventually, especially now we're getting to this stage where he's being ousted as the CEO. I think this may truly be a massive chapter in the story of Vince McMahon and in the story of the WWE in terms of where it goes in the future. Now, wrestling fans have been speculating this for the longest time. What happens to the WWE when Vince McMahon is out of the picture? And technically, he's out of the picture. He's no longer the CEO. He's temporarily stepped down. Now, how temporary is temporary? There's an ongoing investigation. They may find him completely wrong and that he's paid company money to pay off someone for a private thing that he did wrong, in which case he won't be back. He might be back as like a brand ambassador, something like that, like a lower level, but they're not going to bring him back as CEO. They could do, but that if they find that happened, he's going to be gone. He's going to be out. Who replaces him? Well, Stephanie McMahon has come into the fold and replaced him. Now, a lot of people are a little bit wary of Stephanie McMahon because of what they've heard coming out, the kind of things that she says, the behaviours which she's displayed on television, which again is a slightly different story because she is playing a character on television, but she's booked herself to do some of those things, and some of those things are quite questionable. Anyway, Stephanie McMahon is in charge. The good thing is that a lot of people believe in Triple H and believe that Triple H would be a good person to run the WWE. Now, they're still married, they're in a relationship with each other, there's pillow talk. Will Triple H have any pull? You would absolutely imagine so. Now, he's not the final say, Stephanie McMahon is. So, what's going to happen is to be seen. I think this is, let's just take out all the personal stuff. Let's take out how Vince McMahon might feel and how the lady might feel, that the one that Vince McMahon had an affair with. Let's just take the sole thing of an enjoyment of a fan watching a television program. we're about to enter an exciting era. Vince McMahon has overseen everything in our lifetime in the WWE, pretty much. And now we're going to start to see on television somebody else in charge, somebody else with a final say. Will we see a drastic change in the product? I'm not too sure. I could talk about this topic for hours and hours and hours, but I think I'm going to round it off there with what we know so far. Maybe do a deeper dive later on. Of course, I'm going to be doing more and more videos in the build up to WWE Clash at the Castle, which I've got tickets for. There's other videos on my channel already. I'm really, really hyped for that show. It's one of the things that may get me back into pro wrestling, is going to that show. But the fact that Vince McMahon is now stepping down and may never be back, at this stage in time he's gone. Temporarily, he says, he could be back, but at this stage in time, he may be gone forever. He's going to address the WWE Universe on TV tonight. I imagine it'll be to just maybe round off some storylines, say a public goodbye, and say hopefully I'll be back, but you never know. Or I might say something along the lines of, my name will be cleared, and I promise you I'll be back and stronger than ever. Or you might just say, do you know what? I've had a hell of a run. I am going to bid goodbye to the WWE Universe. I said temporarily in the press release, but you know what? I think I need to tell you all now. That's it. I'm done. I retire. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for Hulkamania. Let's see what happens there. I'm very, very intrigued. SmackDown airs at a late time. Like I said, I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. I'm trying to wrap it up, but I'm just continually talking. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed the debate around this, subscribe to this channel. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button down below and then ding that notification. But that way, every time I make a video, you will be the first person who hears about it. Drop me a comment with what you think in the comment section down below, because this is something, again, not only can I talk about it all day, I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions as well, and I'd love to go back and forth in the comment section about all that. But yeah, fire them away. We'll do that. I've got more videos coming soon on Clash at the Castle and obviously all the other stuff that I cover on this channel. But yeah, very, very interesting times.